George W. Bush on the Today Show finally coming out and kind of giving his opinion of President Donald Trump. And I guess we're understanding now that he's still carrying kind of a pity party for his brother Jeb Bush, who was running for president but didn't even get close. And so some of the comments that he made about President Trump today, suggesting that he should be looked at for some of the things that he's done, whether or not he's got a much more close tie with the Russians, whether the Russians have done something to make him president of the United States. Why is it that we're not being kinder to those in the Muslim faith? And he went on and on and on. It is just a way to see that George W. Bush is still a little angry. He's an old school Republican. Look, I don't have anything against George W. Bush. I appreciate what he did, but that is old school Republican. They're not into President Trump.
I think it's true, and it's the right thing to do, to call for an investigation on a federal level of what really happened with those that were part of Trump's cabinet and his inner circle. Did they really have relationships and communications that were inappropriate with the Russian government?
It's been done.
And now we saw where his security advisor turned out that he did have inappropriate conversations and lied about it to Vice President Pence, the truth about his conversations with Russian ambassador.
You're exaggerating that story just
hold on, brother. That's why he resigned, and that's why Trump exaggerated to the point to where he said, man, give me your resignation because you lied to the VP about your conversation with the Russian ambassador.
You love to take
so that's the fact. But here's the problem. Here's the problem with George Bush.
Yeah.
That's the pot calling the kettle black. This the same man that invaded Iraq on the basis of a lie, told the whole country and the world that Iraq and Saddam had weapons of mass destruction, had Colin Powell sell the lie to Congress and the Senate, and yet this man cost the lives of tens of thousands of Americans invading Iraq on the basis of a lie. If there needs to be any investigation, he should be investigated for that lie.
His brother Jeb Bush ran against Trump. Trump said some very nasty things about the Bush family. I happen to be close to the Bush family in such a way that I don't hold any disregard for them, but I completely understand the politics behind this. I completely understand what George W. Bush is doing. That's old school Republicans that are trying to separate themselves from Donald Trump.
But wait a minute. George Bush is the same man whose Vice President Dick Cheney was involved in Halliburton, and once he was VP, his company, though he said he separated himself from it, was getting all kind of contracts in Afghanistan and Iraq, getting rich from his internal relationship with President Bush.
What does that got to do with what we're talking about?
What that means is that how in the hell is he qualified to say anybody should be investigated before he says himself and his own administration should be investigated for what they did when he was in the White House?
It's politics, man. That's what politics is all about.
No, it's politricks. That's what it's all about.